Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to the internet, and welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where today you get an extra healthy side helping
Apple pie
of pork chops. How about that?
and apple pie.
And apple pie. Yeah, sure, we can have apple pie.
Yeah.
A la mode or no?
I just want custard with it,
Okay,
please.
You sure you don't want fish sticks with that custard?
Why would you put fish sticks in custard? What is
I don't
wrong
know.
with you?
Ask Doctor Who.
He's a freak. You don't do that.
As you can tell, with me is Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. Pleased to meet you.
Yeah.
Pleased to make your acquaintances.
Yeah, and he's shaved the head, got his summer cut on.
Well, I only did it, mate, because the barber's shut. I can't get to the barbers,
Right.
and my hair was growing over my fucking ears, and I was like, "It's annoying."
Yeah.
So.
Hey there, bub. Deck Train, Iceman Northland, Grillin' Pirate Pete, Jen, Ryan Rollins. Oh, geez, who am I forgetting? Jim Beam. If I missed anybody, sorry. But how y'all doing? And glad you come out to spend a little bit of your Tuesday with me, with us.
You should be anyway. We're amazing.
Yeah,
you should commit time. Your mum dying in the hospital doesn't matter. Get your ass here.
Yeah. Tara Bub, Alex and I were actually talking about those headphones just before the stream went live. So.
This discussion of headphones. I need to click over to the stream. I was just sharing it everywhere like a good person. Because good boys share streams, and I'm a sweet boy. I'm not just a good boy, Bloodwing. I'm a sweet boy.
You're a sweet boy.
I'm a sweet boy.
Oh, that reminds me of something which I'll get into here in a second. But Ryan Rollins, I don't think he's a white supremacist because he's not exactly white. Might be a supremacist, but
I'm not a white supremacist. I'm all for the brandification of Earth. If anything, I'm a caramel supremacist.
Iceman Northland says, now we know why Bloodwing is late. Alex is a bad influence. Love you both of you guys. I wasn't late. I started on time, according to what the StreamYard was saying, but I did have a little bit of a coughing fit, so I had to wait a few minutes or a few seconds, actually.
Like the stream.
Yeah.
Or I'll hide under your bed and fart. And I will drink protein. I will have a protein shake beforehand, and you know what protein farts smell like.
Oh Lord! Don't start something you can't finish, because old men are infamous for being gassy, and it is true. It's very true.
I'm not going to hide underneath your bed. Fuck that. I know better than that. But I'm talking about them animals in the chat, and my sister from another mister.
Yeah. And speaking of her, that was one thing I was going to bring up here in a minute. Now, I'll see if I can finagle it on the camera, but let me get it open. I was sitting here a little while ago, and she sends me a text. Evidently, my grandson has a project. They're doing school online, as a family tree project. And I guess they done some searching, and let me start my camera. Don't pay attention to the mess or the way I look. It's my day off, and I look like a mess. So there we go.
Look at him.
I'm not sure how this is going to work on the camera, but we're going to try. Probably can't see it, can you?
Give it a second.
There
it is. Yeah.
My high school picture.
Now, ain't that a fancy looking man?
Even better than that.
Ain't he pretty?
And I'm going to show you why I'm pretty. We also come up with this. Let's see. Give it a second. That is my mommy.
Give it a sec. It's because it's a black and white picture.
Yeah. That's my mommy.
Mama beautiful.
She is. But yeah, I was very surprised. It was a nice surprise. And we'll stop this game because nobody wants to look at me while they're probably having their lunch.
You would suit a really, really bushy chest hair.
I've got quite a bit of body hair.
But like, I mean, like really, like almost like chest fro, you know?
Oh, that's my dad.
Or chest pubes.
Yeah, Dad looks like a gorilla when his shirt's off.
Like you need 3 towels when you get out of the shower.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because there's so much absorption going on.
Yeah, Mom, many disdainful I took after that side of my family. I'm glad your mom's asleep. But she does. She looks like my side, and shoot, J Kid is the spitting image of me, and the youngest looks like her mom. So,
Sean, right? I don't get why people are making it a big deal that I shaved my head. Right? I had a skinhead for years.
I've done it. I actually went more than the zero guard. I actually got out a razor and shaved it once upon a time. I just wanted to see what it would look like, so I did it.
Well, there you go. You were more aerodynamic. Yep. You're faster.
Yeah, and it didn't look as bad as I thought it would. I kept it for, I don't know, about a month or so, and then let it grow out. Mm-hmm. It's too much work.
What, having a skinhead?
Well, if it's shaved.
Yeah.
Because every time you get in the shower, you got to get the razor out and shave your head. And, hey, Ronan, what's going on? You on the road, dude, or you home? But
I like these headphones, but the wire's a bit bloody long. I've got a attachment here, which is parody and everything. Yeah. Fuck's that? What? THX spatial audio? No. All right, I'll shut the fuck up then. What's going on, Kyla? So where's the Go Faster stripes? What do you mean? You don't put Go Faster stripes on your head. You put that on the scooty that you drive around Walmart. Come on.
I want one of those,
mate.
I want a NASCAR mobility scooter.
At this rate, mate, I'm probably going to get a mobility scooter before you. You realize that, right? Because if this MS is the type of MS that I think that it is, it gonna take my legs within the next year or so. So, yeah.
Ronan, be careful on the road, dude. He says he's just was off 6 days, so he's going back on the road. Be careful, dude. It's a jungle out there.
An empty jungle.
It is.
They're not wireless, by the way. There is quite clearly a wire coming from the
well, I have to use, we've had this discussion before, I have to use earplugs because of my ears stick straight out, and earphones like that are painful for me. Both J Kid and Mama Manny suffer the same problem. Anyway, I ordered a set that's got a 12-foot cord on it so that we quit pulling my plugs out of my ears. But
well, that's fair, mate. Well, at some point, I mean, these are brand spanking new. I'm not going to spend more money on another pair of headphones. Wow. Even though the likelihood of me tripping over this is very high. Oh my God, Lindsay, why are you all acting surprised I shaved my head? I had a skinhead for 3 years as Irate Bear, and then...
it's not the first time I've seen him like this. My goodness.
Yeah. I only started with, actually having hair last year in autumn.
I cut my own hair, and I usually cut it to a 2-guard. But sometimes I get a wild hair, and I'll go a 0-guard or a 1-guard. So, what the heck?
Pirate P brings up a good point, and it's actually not one I've even thought of at this point. Will I have to move? And the answer to that question is probably yes. Will that happen quickly? No, it won't. But I do it because I love you. Don't, Lindsay. If you did, you would have come out to me and actually cut my hair the way I wanted it cut. Because I wanted my handsome Republican look back again. Right? And my hair was long enough to do it as well, Bloodwing. And I can't go to the barbers because there's a quarantine.
Speaking of love, just real quick, I want to give a shout out. She's not here or in the chat or anything, but you know that it's Misa's birthday today.
Yes, I said
It's
happy
Misa,
birthday.
so happy birthday, sweetheart. I told her happy birthday on Twitter too. But just wanted to do it again. Hope she has a good one.
Yes. It's funny, actually. How old is Irate Alex now? It'd be heading towards 3 years. But yeah, it was this time 3 years ago when she was sat with me in here and we were laughing our asses off at Daz Games, and she reinforced the idea of me creating Irate Alex.
Yeah. She's just a puppy. What'd she say? 24 or 3?
Oh, she's 23. She's a baby.
23. Just a baby. Goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness.
I know.
I mean, considering my oldest grandchild is, I think, 15 now.
Yeah.
She's older to that age than mine. She's closer to that age than mine.
Yeah. Cryptic throws 2.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Cryptic, for the donation. It's okay, Al. You only look like half a ball sack.
I wouldn't have read that. to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't have read that.
Yeah, Mama Manny says, yes, she's 15. Hey, I got one right. You know I'm terrible with that, baby. You know I'm terrible.
So it's been nearly, what has it been? 2 months since our birthday.
Yep.
And you've been 60 for 2 months now. How's being 60 treating you?
Feels just like 59. But it sounds better. I just like the sound of it. I'm 60. Sexy 60.
He's a silver fox.
No.
All right.
I wished I was. I actually wished I had a little more gray hair.
I'll grow my hair out, mate, and I'll send you some. I've got lots. I've got a couple in my friggin' eyebrows.
Mom Manny says 3 days and the bulldozer turns 10. Yeah, I know. And it was Jordan's yesterday. So yeah, I had 2 grandsons born in the same week.
Please pass. I mean, that's terrible for birthday presents, but please pass on my happy birthday to him in 3 days, mum of many, because my international cousin is going to be 10 years old in 3 days. So there you go.
Yes, sir.
Or is he? No, he's a nephew. He's a nephew. International nephew.
Yeah, if you're claiming to be my son, he'd be your nephew. Yeah.
He's a nephew. Because my Mary's a sister. So I became an uncle at the age of 5.
Did you?
Yeah, because my eldest sibling, I have to say that because it makes it uncomfortable otherwise.
I know.
You know why, yeah. And the eldest sibling, she has like 14, 15 years on me, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So when I was 5, she was 19. So do the math. You Americans, man. Because of you Yanks, I now say math instead of maths.
We're rubbing off on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty soon you'll be spelling color without a U.
Color. I was spelling a word that has a U in it typically the other day with an O, and I can't remember what friggin' word it was now. It wasn't honor. It wasn't color. It was something else. I can't remember. What's going on, Jen? No, it's not math. It's math. Right, listen, the full word is mathematics. That is why when you say maths, there's an S on the end of it. Proper England. And hello, Jen.
I just call it headache because I don't do math.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
I think that I'm a pretty intelligent guy, and there's some things I'm pretty smart about, know a lot about. Math ain't one of them, and it just never made sense to my head, and it still don't. Thank God for calculators.
I struggle with division, division in particular, fractions and like decimal places and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if I sit down and think about it, it'll come back to me. I mean, a couple of years ago, I was actually showing my oldest grandson how to multiply fractions. because they were trying to teach him in school and they were doing that. Oh, what is that newfangled math thing they do that I hate? I absolutely hate it. Anyway, he wasn't getting it the way they were teaching. And I said, well, this is the way I learned it. And he got it right away.
Yay.
You know,
see, maths isn't the issue. It's remembering how to get to the answer.
Yeah. Common Core. Thank you, Kiever Dam. Yeah. Hate that stuff. It's not Common Core. It's not even math. It's just, I mean, when your mantra is there's no wrong answers, please, are you kidding me?
Because I was what my Alfie's local school, his school, they've not done the online thing, right? Bless you. What they did is they gave him like books and worksheets and that kind of stuff. And the Miss VB's like, "Oh, sit down with him and do the math." And I'm like, "Why?" So, woman, English is my thing, not friggin' maths. You know I'm no good with numbers.
Yeah, you give me English, you know, literature or history, music even. I'm very learned in music. I know how to transpose music and all that stuff. I had to take English or music theory and all that in school. But and even to a slightly lesser extent, science. But you give me math, no, forget about it. And my kids know that because it's a joke.
Look, science and English were the only things I was ever good at.
Yeah.
And when I say science, I mean physics, not biology and fuck chemistry.
It always drove my dad nuts because he's a math nerd. He loves math. He took all the higher math in high school and all that, you know, like trigonometry and all that stuff. And he was always trying to get me into it. And, you know, he finds it fun to do equations and stuff. And I was like, I don't care, Dad. I don't.
I have an uncle that's like that.
And my son J Kid is really good at math and he doesn't seem to mind it. But Mama Minnie and I, I'm not sure about the youngest one, but both of us hate it.
I can't do that chemistry stuff.
Yeah.
Periodic table, just like.
And it almost doesn't make sense because and Mama Minnie is too, and I'm all self-taught, but I'm very good at computers and computer programming and stuff like that. I mean, back in the day, I couldn't do it now, but because they've changed since then, but I could actually hack, you know, I learned how, but, and you would think I would be okay with numbers, being good with computers, because actually that's all it is numbers. But yeah, no.
Well, it's an oxymoron with me as well, mate, because like, you know, physics is numbers.
Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed physics.
Yeah.
Give me the electromagnetic spectrum or give me death.
Oh, they're after your bubbles again.
The bubbles are my bubbles. Mine. You're not going to seize the means of my bubbles, okay? This is this capitalist country, okay?
Yeah.
Mine. You get your own. I will protect myself. It's my right as an American.
A proto-American.
I'm practicing.
Yeah, real quick, thank you, Atheist Icon. I wanted to say thank you because the last stream, I think it was, he threw me a little donation and told me to go out and buy Payday 2, the game. And I did. Now, I haven't played it yet because I think I'm going to save it for a game stream and I'll experience for the first time with everybody else. But I did get it and actually sprung the extra couple of dollars. It wasn't much because they had it on sale real cheap for the DLCs. So, so
I've got a weird head.
Yeah. Weird. Well, we know you have an abnormal brain, but
I'm just like all chin and lip. You know, it's weird.
I don't have a chin, and
is that why you keep the beard? It protects the weak chin.
Yep. Anybody that's seen me without it will testify. I don't have much of a chin, and my lips are strange. I have a very big upper lip, so I cover that with a mustache. Yeah, don't have much of a chin.
Well, I mean, I like to think that I've got this strong jawline, strong chin, but it's the exchange you make for when you can't grow facial hair properly.
Yeah,
Chin pubes instead.
yeah. My brother-in-law, that's married to my youngest sister, love him to death. Great person, absolutely awesome guy. He's the only one in the family that helps me with Dad. He actually does more for Dad than I do. Puts me to shame, but he's 55 or 6, and he still can't grow a beard. It just
Bless
comes
him.
out this little scraggly chin thing and a mustache, and he's a ginger to boot. So
yeah, okay. Bless him. Now I will be able to eventually. It's just that my face, it doesn't realize that we started puberty roughly 20 years ago. It's getting there though. It's actually starting to grow in the bits where it was like missing out. So at least some of it's, I'm actually getting a proper line now. It's not being as patchy as it was, because it used to just outright like skip entire parts of my face and then start again. Yeah.
Count your blessings. It takes less for you to shave than it does me.
Yeah, but it's really spiky.
Yeah.
Like really sharp little rubbish hairs.
Mom is just meanwhile I'm holding my oldest boy down to pluck facial fuzz to annoy him.
But Iceman Northland, these are mine. These are my bubbles. Get your own.
Yeah.
Get your own.
Yeah, Deck Train. I can shave in the morning, and I get the 5 o'clock shadow. By 5 p.m., I look like I need to shave again. I haven't shaved in a long time, but
I knew a guy that was like that. When he was like 18, he was just
yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't show his
dad was worse.
Yeah.
Before you go on, I'll just quickly say he told me a story about his dad, because his dad was in the Navy as well, and his dad's facial hair would grow so rapidly that he would get up in the morning and shave, and then by the time it came around for inspection, within like a couple of hours later after breakfast and all that, they'd be like, "Why didn't you shave?" He's like, "I did shave." He's like, "No, you didn't." He's like, "Yeah, I did. It just grows that fast." They didn't believe him, so that they would punish him by forcing him to shave in front of the entire squad with cold water in a bucket. And then it kept going on. It was like, why are you doing this? He said, "I'm not lying," and they watched him. They did it, and then they were like, "Oh, okay." Your facial hair does grow that fast then.
Yeah. Mine don't show as bad as some people might with the 5 o'clock shadow, because my hair is brown and so is my beard. Well, it's going gray. That's the only place I'm getting gray. It's in my beard. But yeah.
So what's been going on, Blood? Like, what's there to cover today? There's got to be.
Well, other than, and I don't want to go all off, and that's something you might know. Other than my truck window getting broke out. Made me mad. You all know that I've been trying to save money to fix my truck up, and I've got to do it soon, because we're going to sell my dad's van and use the money to help pay for his care. And so I won't have that to use. And I went out to the truck the other day to refresh I couldn't remember if it was a 91 or 92, and I forgot the engine side. So I went out to look. And as soon as I unlocked the passenger door, because that was closer, I noticed they had shattered the driver's window. It's not completely busted out. It's just shattered with a neat little hole about the size of a 50-cent piece right in the middle. So they didn't even get in the thing. I guess they just busted it for grins and giggles. And even if they had got in, they wouldn't got nothing because I took great, but there's absolutely nothing in that truck to take. You can't even take the radio because it's one of those that the faceplate comes off, and I brought the faceplate in the house long ago.
So, you can't have anything nice. You can't have anything that's.
That took that day. That was Sunday, and I was really mad after that. I was supposed to game stream, and I'm just not even in the mood. I'm not fit to be around human beings at the moment.
Understandable, sir. Mate, like, you know, where I live as well, like, what car have I got? A crappy little Ford runaround hatchback. Oh, really old. Yeah, cost me £400 to buy. You know, and I still get kids messing with it, like running. I've had people run keys a lot. I've got all these scratches all over it because you can't have anything nice around here either. They can't leave well enough alone. They just can't leave people's property alone. Little scumbags.
I've been pricing it. We're probably looking at about another $80 on top of the close to 200 I was already looking at to get it roadworthy. It needs a lot more than that, but that'll get it back on the road. But I just don't have that much right now, and I could probably get it cheaper. My wife says, "Well, go to Pick Apart, which is like a junkyard. You go out and you take the parts off yourself and save a lot of money." And I said, "I'm 60-year-old and in bad health. Do I look like I'm up to crawling around through a junk car taking parts off of it? No, I'm not."
Fuck was that? Oh. Sorry, I got a Chrome notification. It was really loud. It was really loud.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I've calmed down. It still aggravates me, but there ain't no sense getting down out of shape. Like I told you, that this neighborhood's never been the greatest, and you know I've talked about it on this stream before, but it's going even worse downhill. What's happened? They have actually torn down some of the worst neighborhoods around town. You know. Urban renewal kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the people from there have been moving here because the rent's cheap, and we're losing businesses left and right. There's a dollar store that was next to our Kroger's that has closed down and moved way down the road.
Yeah.
And the Kroger's here, I think, is getting ready, which is a grocery store chain. And there's been a Kroger's in that little spot since I was born. But I think it's getting ready to shut down. They've already quit being open 24 hours because they keep getting robbed. And it's just, it's terrible.
Sorry to hear that, mate. It's not good when an area goes downhill like that because people lose jobs.
Yeah.
And people have to travel further just to go to the store, just to get basic, you know, milk, bread, eggs, cigarettes.
Yeah. Kyler, you're right. A window is kind of a pain in the butt, and it's a power window too. So, yeah, not looking forward to it. But it's got to be done. Can't drive with it the way it is. I need to get out there and put a garbage bag over it because it's been rainy lately. So,
yeah.
But you know, is what it is, man. You know, it's got me nervous now. Every little noise I hear late at night after my wife's left for work, I'm up looking out the window. Who is it? I'll beat your butt.
Well, the things you told me about your neighborhood before seemed bloody bad enough as it was.
Yeah, but usually I don't get messed with too much because I'm second generation in this neighborhood. I almost said the name of the neighborhood, and that would tell the people exactly where I live because it's not a big neighborhood. But anyway, it's, you know, I'm second generation, so I don't get messed with a whole lot because, you know, I'm an OG.
OG blood.
Yeah, but it's probably some of the new people that's moved in the area. And I mean, because people that are from around here know better. They know nobody here's got anything. They don't have any money, so they don't bother. They go to the rich neighborhoods and break in.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. You break into someone who's just as poor as you and take what?
Yeah.
The same crappy TV, the same crappy phone.
Mom, many. Oh, gee, good grief, oh man, stop it. She also likes it when I say all that in a bag of chips. So,
hey, proper British saying that is.
Yeah. Pace is original gamer. Well, I am one of those too. I've been playing games since they had flippers and silver balls. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was playing marbles like before there was.
I did play marbles as a kid.
Oh, there's a shock.
Played with my sisters, and mom and dad wouldn't allow me to keep their marbles. I had to give them back. But
yes, chips, or what you would call fries, although if you saw them, I don't think you'd probably call them fries. They are served usually wrapped in paper, the same kind of paper they use for newspapers. And then they are wrapped up from there, and they are then placed into a plastic bag, and you take them. Typically, most people just eat them out of the wrapping paper.
Yeah.
I used to just go to the shop. I'd buy a bag of chips, and I'd smother them in vinegar, smidgen of salt, and then the rest with ketchup. And then you get a little wooden fork that looks like a spork, but it's completely flat and it's made out of wood. And you eat them. You just eat it with them.
Yeah. Years ago, back in the 70s, we used to have a fast food restaurant. It was actually owned by KFC because it would always be right next door to Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was called Arthur Treacher's Original Fish and Chips. And they didn't actually use newspapers to wrap up their stuff in, but they wanted to give it that authentic feel. So their wrappers looked like newspapers.
Yeah.
But I was kind of sad to see it go. I don't know why it lasted. It was only around for about 10 years because it was the first fish place around here that introduced us to malt vinegar on your fish, because that was unheard of up until then around here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had some pretty good fish and stuff. But yeah,
I have a hard time with the fish part of fish and chips.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the batter for me. I used to like it a lot as a kid, but as I've gotten older, I'm not keen.
Yeah. It's here, if you want good fish and chips, what you would say, or fish and fries, and all their hush puppies are to die for, you go to Long John Silver's, or as we say, LJS.
Long John Silver's. Arr.
Prawn flavored.
They're
the
not,
label's even pink.
They're not prawn flavored. They're prawn cocktail.
Oh.
Yes. It's a savory snack.
I'm usually not a whole lot for fish, but I do like LJS now and again. They got some good fish. And they're hush puppies. And if you don't know, Alex, hush puppies are balls of deep fried cornbread. They are to die for.
Hush puppies in the UK are a brand given to slush puppies. So like a slushy icy drink.
Well, I don't know if it still is here. It used to be a brand of shoes.
Oh.
I love their hush puppies. Always get an extra order every time we go. Like, get more hush puppies.
Mm-hmm.
All the hush puppies. But and hush puppies are gross. You hush.
Stop with the curry sauce. All right. Look, when you go to a fish and chip shop, the curry sauce is always. It's never good. It's never good. That's like fucking Fish Friday. Go away. Give me a steak.
Keeper damn, I know what you're talking about with puppy chow. Yes, I'm aware. Not the dog food. It's a snack. But you asked earlier, what can we cover besides that? Right before I come on, you know how Twitter will give you off to the right, it'll list, or at least on my screens to the right, it lists trending topics, hashtags that they think you would be interested in. Which, yeah, most of the time it's like, why do you think I care about that? What have I ever looked at that makes you think that? But I was looking and it said Sudafed. They're just Sudafed. Okay. So I'm like, what the heck is Sudafed trending for? Is it because of the virus or what? So because Sudafed's a cold and allergy medicine. And I click on it, and oh my gosh. Somebody took a picture of Trump. Now, in order to even notice what it was, they would have had to jump through some hoops. There's a picture of Trump in his office smiling because it's Cinco de Mayo and he's eating a taco salad. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In the background, there's a slightly open drawer. Now, in the regular picture, you can't tell really what's in the drawer. Somebody would have had to took this picture, put it in Photoshop, blew it up to even tell what it is. It's a drawer full of Sudafed. Looks to be about 40 to 60 boxes.
Is that saying that Trump is like stockpiling meds or something?
Well, it's trying to say that he's a drug addict, because they're, antihistamines have the same effect on you as an upper. Sometimes they make, nervous and twitchy and all that.
Yeah.
And they're making this huge deal out of because he's got a drawer full of, why you got that in there? Are you drug addict? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting thinking, obviously you people don't have allergies because I do. And that might look like a lot of allergy medicine, but if you've got allergies or a cold, that's maybe a month's supply. 40 to 60 boxes of it.
You can never have too much of it.
Yeah, and he's the leader of the free world, people. He can't appear on camera with the sniffles and runny eyes. Come on.
It's another rubbish kind of gotcha.
It is. I was like, really?
There's plenty to criticize President Trump on.
Sure.
You don't need to make shit up.
Yep.
You really don't. And you know what's number one trending on Twitter in the UK right now? Hashtag everyday sexism.
Everyday sexism.
Sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Perfectly Faded Delusion says he has sinus problems, so I have loads as well. Yeah. And my allergies aren't that bad, but when I suffered the worst, we would keep a huge supply in the house because you don't want to have an allergy attack and then have to wait to run out to the drugstore to buy some. You keep it around. Yeah, just silly. But everyday sexism, huh?
I ain't even looking, mate.
No.
It's not happening. It's not. I can't.
Well, if I knew what it was really about, I wouldn't have clicked on the Sudafed one. I thought it was just something about the drug, maybe something to do with the virus, the coronavirus or something. I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, you would assume so.
Yeah. But no, it's more Orange Man bad. People are stupid.
It's nearly been 4 years. In fact, it has been 4 years.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Try harder. Just try a little bit harder. I know you can do it.
Right. Well, if it's the best they got, they can look at another 4 years of Trump. I'm telling you. And if that's the best they got.
Is it Biden who's going up against him? Fucking Biden ain't going to win. Is he?
I don't think so. I don't think he's got any more than Hillary did.
He's got dementia.
You would think they'd be able to come up with better candidates than that. Well, and I'm not anti-Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal, but I'm not anti. I'll sit and have a conversation with them, exchange ideas. And I have a few liberal ideas. What the heck? But you would think they could field a better candidate. Good grief.
Honestly, I'm like Monkey on this. I would have loved to have seen Bernie versus Trump. That's what that would have been.
The penultimate capitalist against the penultimate socialist.
Yeah, it would have been just fantastic. It really would have. I would have thought, because I quite like Bernie. I think not as a politician. Like, I don't even know what the man advocates for, to be honest. But because I don't really pay attention to politics hardly anymore.
Right.
But I find him to be rather amusing.
Yeah.
He's just so old.
Yeah. I don't think that would go any better for them, though, because Trump is the ultimate troll, and he's good at it. He knows what he's doing when he trolls. And, yeah.
Biden ain't even going to be able to argue against him because he had no idea what the freaking hell he's all about.
What's this newfangled Twitter thing?
Exactly. What's Twitter? You know what I mean? Just like, oh, boring. Biden strikes me as just like your most vanilla liberal Democrat. You know,
Yeah.
Just go away, man.
Yeah, you know, the only way, and this goes for either side, the only way you're going to get anybody elected is to try to get someone that is not so extreme that they can't appeal to those in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I knew that Bernie wouldn't make it, because some of his views are pretty extreme. But good Lord, Joe. Yeah, and he's obviously got problems. If he's not senile, he's got some major memory problems. And is that really what you want in the White House?
You don't want that. You really don't want that.
Yeah, it's
not a good idea.
And you know me, folks, I don't talk politics very often, very rarely. Don't delve into it, don't care. But seriously, you'd think they would have fielded somebody better. Is that the best that the left has got right now?
It would certainly seem that way.
Good grief, it's terrible.
Mind you, our politics isn't friggin' much better.
Yeah, but I wished ours had more parties like yours did.
Well, the thing is yeah, okay, we have a lot of parties in this country, but there are still two main parties that dominate everyone else. You know, the Liberal Democrats could never form a majority because there's not enough of them. You know, the Greens could never do it. You know, the Pirate Party could never do it. They would have to
form me up that you got a party named the Pirate Party. Awesome.
You guys have a Pirate Party. I don't know why you're laughing. You have one over there.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Because I think there are 9 countries.
Our independent party, if it's not Democrat or Republican, it doesn't get covered much. So,
yeah, well, I mean, the only reason why like the Greens and the the SNP are well, they're not. It's not as if they're a big party. It's just that they dominate Scotland.
Perfectly Faded Delusions says, my friend is a feminist and said even though he might have raped someone, she is still going to vote for him because she hates Trump. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of that on Twitter. There's celebrities coming out and saying that. I'm like, okay, but you know, I'm not going to get all off in that. But yeah, the reason I wished we had more than basically a 2-party system. I mean, we do have other parties, but they're insignificant. They don't make a difference. The closest we've come in over 100 years to a third party making a difference was back when George Sr. was running against Bill Clinton, and you had Ross Perot that come in there. And he done the best that anybody done since, what was it, 1912 with a third party. And even at that, I think he only took like 18%, if I remember right, 18.2% of the popular vote. So it wasn't like he done killer, but it was great for an independent.
Oh yeah.
I just like to see us get away from the big two and depending solely on that. I think it would open up more options.
But breaking them requires a lot of money and power.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah. I just think it would give us more options, you know?
Well, I'm inclined to agree with you, sir. Definitely inclined to agree with you. I'm sure many Americans, many British people would like to see the other parties break the main two, to be honest. It's the same old shit over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, and I always said, in 1912 Theodore, I knew it was Teddy Roosevelt. It was at the Bull Moose Party, I think he called it. But like I said, I'm a conservative. I have been as long as I can remember, but I'm not a Republican. I've never registered Republican in my entire life because I don't want to be in a position to where, to follow party lines. I don't like labels. I don't like boxes. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And Ross Perot was a big time capitalist, was a multi-billionaire in the tech industry. Yeah. He was a funny little Texan. He was funny too. Funny little Texan guy, had a neat accent. And every time he'd come on the TV, he'd have all these pie charts and graphs, and he was great. Ross was great. It was funny.
Would you have voted for the Tiger King?
For the Tiger King?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't watched that, but I've heard enough about it that I know what it's about. No. No. Yes, massive ears Perot. That was another reason I liked him, because I've got the big ears. He's got the big ears. Yeah.
If that's not a reason to vote for somebody, then I don't know what is, man.
Well, yeah. If they can vote for somebody, in the presidential election just because they're female, then I can vote for somebody because they're ears. Why not?
Well, yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
And to be flat out, I did not vote for him. I voted for Bush Sr. in that election, but it was close. I nearly voted for him. I mean,
Really?
he made a good argument, and he was a good candidate. But, the reason that even was in my head is here a while back on Twitter, there was another trending thing about Ross Perot, and I'm like, why is Ross Perot trending? He's been dead for a year. Why is he trending? And it was because there's somebody thinking of coming out third party, and people on both sides just tell them, no, just don't run. You'll ruin the election. You'll just take votes away from my candidate and everything. And folks, Ross Perot is not why Bush Sr. lost that election. Let me fill you in. Bush Sr., as much as I liked him, and I did, lost that election himself because he had nothing new to offer after 3 terms of a Republican president, because there was 2 terms of old Ronnie Reagan and 1 term of Bush Sr. He had nothing new to offer. And American politics is cyclical. It runs in a cycle. And it was due to flip over to the Democrat. It was time. That's the way it runs.
Yeah. Pendulum.
Yeah. So Ross did not lose that for Bush. Bush lost it for Bush.
It's learning time with Bloodwing.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble with OBS at the moment. I'm trying to get the audio output capture to capture the friggin' audio, but it ain't.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not.
Yeah, Faithless is no new taxes. That was Bush Senior's battle cry. No new tax. That, and what was it? 1,000 points of light.
What?
1,000 points of light. And it's also was well known that he didn't like broccoli. No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. It's disgusting.
I love broccoli, by the way, personally. But
no, he hates it. He hates it. He's a monster. He's a vegetable bigot.
One of my favorite things to eat is broccoli and chicken with cheese on it.
Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah, we do that here as well. You know why? Because I installed the software for these headphones, I've now got to mess around with that. Because I'm trying to set up a game stream, you see, for after this.
Well, that's what I've been using my OBS for, is to do game streams.
Yeah.
And thankfully now I have a computer that will actually run it.
Yeah.
So, I got to figure out a way to hook up another monitor. Of course, if I do that, you will not be able to see me. You can't tell by the camera, but I have a 52-inch TV in front of me as a monitor right now.
You have what? You have what?
a 52-inch television, flat screen television. That's my monitor.
Holy crap. Well, I suppose you need it, don't you?
I got to turn my head to see both sides because it's sitting very close. But I'd like to have a second monitor set up. If I do, you will not be able to see me. I'll be surrounded here in my chair. But for the game streams, because it's easier to keep an eye on the chat. As it is now, when I game stream, I got to pull it up on my phone and keep an eye on the chat that way.
I've never seen this software before. It's bizarre.
What is it?
These are Razer headphones, aren't they? Yeah, that's the symbol for Razer. And when you plug it in, you got to install software.
Oh, for Razer? Yeah, I used to have a Razer set of headphones that has their own software. Yep.
Yeah, and it's got gain booster, system booster, FPS, frames per second booster prime.
Yeah. Yes, I have another old TV. It's a 36-inch, but the only way I could hook it up as it is now without getting some sort of splitter for the cable is to hook it up.
Oh my God! Sorry.
Hook it into the onboard board, video board, and I'm not sure how that'll work. It would probably work, but I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scream.
Because the HDMI port on that other TV doesn't work for some reason. Don't know why. But.
Holy shit, that scared the crap out of me. I pressed the test button on the spatial audio thing, and it started playing the sound of a Helo's props, and it was really loud. Really loud.
Yeah. Who's the cancer patient? Well, they are just fascinated with your haircut, ain't they?
It acts as if they hadn't seen me with a skinhead before.
Well, I threw you some grief this morning during your stream, but that was just me being me and throwing you some fun ribbon. But
well, no, of course. Oh my God!
A cheap tablet to bring up chat? No, I don't. I just got my phone.
It won't let me select the friggin' speak. Speak, Bloodwing.
Yes.
Yeah, finally. It's finally.
Speak, Fido, speak.
Friggin' picking it up. Good Lord, that took ages.
Yeah. Well, you know what always happens at least once during the stream.
He needs to go urinate, folks.
You got it. Shio, I'll take a look at that after the stream. Alex Bloodwing getting the dog. Anyway, yeah, I got to go drain the old radiator. I'll be right back.
He's old, people. He has to do this. Otherwise, he'll just cause a bit of a puddle, a little bit of a puddle thing going on. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm going to play some Subnautica after this stream, I think. Be a bit of fun. Play for about an hour. You twat! Play for an hour or so. And that should be good fun. But how are we, darlings? How are we? 53 minutes. What? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A funeral parlor for women only. It was the final nail in the coffin, for fuck's sake. The thing is like the first line, I can believe it. Because I'm fabulous. I don't have enough cigarettes to last me the night. Shit. And I can't go to the shop. This is going to work. And I have the Rui buns. Jim Bean, he says he called 54. I don't believe you. I didn't see you do it, so I don't believe you. I'm super. Thanks for asking. Well done, Carla. He's very fabulous. Yeah, exactly. Like if you're being shocked by the fact that I have a skinhead, then you're a fucking noob, man. Yeah, don't forget I've been here for nearly 4 years. in a few months. 4 years on fucking YouTube. And I ain't achieved shit. I ain't fucking done anything. I had a conversation today about being proud of the things that we've done here on YouTube, and there's not a lot really. I mean, when it comes to video content, there's not a lot. There's not a lot at all. There's only a couple of videos that I could name. In fact, there's 3 I can name off the bat that I'm quite proud of, and 2 of them were dry as shit. You remember my Vic Mignogna video back on I Wrote Bear, and the knife crime one? Both of those took fucking ages, but they couldn't be more dry. They were drier than a nun's giggly bits.
Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. The lack of hair brings out your nose.
What, did you want me to respond to him? I'm not speaking.
I was pausing to see if you did.
I'm not speaking to him, Mr. Wing.
Okay. And that beep, by the way, people, if you heard it, I don't know if it came across the microphone or not, was me turning my coffee maker back on. It makes that beeping
beep, beep.
On. Yeah.
Blood Wing, get out of the way. Oh, I forgot as well. Like we finished this stream at 9:30, don't we?
In a little over an hour, yes.
I'd better change that time on that live stream I've just set up then, because I forgot it did.
Yeah. I'd give up trying to pick times where I'm not going to interfere with somebody else. You just can't do it. No matter when you stream, one of your other friends, they're streaming. It just doesn't matter.
Well, that's usually Ranting Monkey, and he starts a morning and stream at night. But yeah.
But when you and I first started doing this, it was set up at this time because we didn't want to interfere with Ghost Poo, which you were doing at the time.
Well, no. It wasn't set up at this time to get it, because we set it up Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday to be out of the way of Ghost Poo.
Right.
But we set up these times and that so that it was, would allow me time to actually just go do other things and relax, watch,
And now that this is my settled time, this is the time I like to stick to, But like I've been doing those gaming streams and stuff lately, and I'm like, there's been times I thought, it's late at night, it's like 11 something. I'll play a game and stream it. But then I'm like, nah, you got Satsu and Monkey doing that. And you got the minions of the zoo that's over there doing their thing. And
you may as well just do it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It's impossible to pick a time when somebody isn't streaming.
Yeah, I'm of a mind of the same thing, mate, to be honest with you. Right, I've now changed the time. Right, so that's in an hour and a half. So that gives me a bit of time after the stream.
Your Dam says, and Scribe. Yeah, Scribe's getting in on the act now, too. He's been doing a few streams and premieres that always seem to pop up when I'm streaming. Ryan says, you have fossilized in the time slot, old man. No, I'm just a person of habit, and I like to be consistent. I think would be the right
word. All right. You have to throw around the C word like that.
That was not meant at you.
It felt like it was. It was an attack. An attack!
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's what I keep hearing from my end of the bloody YouTube world at the moment. Everything's an attack. Yeah. You're stop attacking me! Well, I said that you should behave. God, as I said, it's not an attack if I tell you, stop trying to touch my bubbles. It's not an attack.
Yeah, Kyler says, yep, I don't pick fights. I can't win. Why I do my weekly game streams when I do. Yeah. And that's the thing. If I went up against Satsu and Monkey, people would be torn on who to watch, me or them. And they would probably win, honestly. But that's okay. I don't do the game streams to get massive audiences. It's because I'm going to already be playing that game anyway. I might as well share the time with friends. That's it.
Yeah. We probably should get a game on the go, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm trying to balance everything is a friggin' nightmare recently for me, but that's why I'm having a little bit of a break this week. I'm not streaming on Twitch tonight. I'm not streaming on Twitch on Thursday. I'm not doing dribbler dives this week. I'm not really uploading anything to the main channel. I want to do one Yandere video if I can to Alex Unhinged. And you know, I had the gaming channel. Like, I may as well friggin' use. I mean, they created it because Monkey inspired me. Like, he had this gaming channel. It's his own personal space. He gets to do the thing that he loves, play games, and he just does it whenever. Like, why can't I do that? You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, fuck it. Like, I don't give a shit if it gets monetized. I just talk bollocks and play chill games. You know, because I don't like gaming on Twitch. Funnily enough, I know that sounds a bit stupid, doesn't it? But believe me, if I gamed on Twitch, I would not get the amount of viewers that I get. It's as simple as that. So I have LexiChan to do stuff on.
Yeah, I thought about making another channel just for gaming, but you know what? I've always said I want this channel to turn into kind of a variety channel. You know, like the old variety shows on TV. You know, you never know what you're going to get. Might be a little this, might be a little that. You know. And I think there's a place for that on YouTube. And I'm not worried about becoming mega famous because that's never going to happen. So I'll just keep it here.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, that's seriously the only reason I do the game streams, because I'm going to be playing it anyway. Might as well share it, you know. And amazingly, my view times on them do fairly well. I'll only get, you know, maybe 20 people show up to the stream. But when I go back and look at my views, it's comparable to if I released a video, you know. Like people are watching it after the fact, I guess.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Alex doesn't like art.
To be fair, though, old man, if you started a new channel called Old Man Reacts, and then reacted to them to newer age music, and then just trashed every new song that you heard, and or even, you know, started enjoying like a hip hop beat from like 2020, that would do well.
You think?
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah.
I don't know if I could take it, because hip hop seriously makes me want to run out and kill somebody.
I just trash it all. Just go, right. What is this goddamn old, got the new age crap? You know, I think a channel like that would do well.
Yeah.
Serious side question: how much have you told the kids about the MS? My eldest is aware, but I don't think he understands. And I did try my best to explain to him what it is, and what could potentially happen. The youngest, he wouldn't understand.
Yeah, probably not at his age.
Yeah. You know, at first he was like, "What's wrong with your legs, Dad?" And it's like, "It's not my legs, mate. It's my head." Because he was trying to rub my legs better. Yeah, I know. He's a very caring little boy. I was like, "Nah, I was like, no, rub me head, mate." But yeah, he's pretty much accustomed to the fact that I'm, you know, using a cane to get around.
Yeah.
It must be confusing for him because I don't always arm myself with a cane, either because A, I forget, or B, I don't always need it. Yeah, I'm not at that stage where I need it all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't use my cane around the house. When I was using one, I only used it if I left the house. But it just got in the way getting around my little house. It just got in the way, you know.
Well, I have a little house, mate, but probably smaller than yours.
I don't know. I can walk from one end of my house and the other in 12 steps. That's either direction.
Yeah, my house is definitely smaller than yours. Then I live in a terraced British house, mate. We don't have that much room. But no, I sometimes have to use the cane inside the house because I will go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, those first couple of days when it attacked me for the first, like the proper attack, the episodes, I went over in the kitchen. Both my legs just crumpled.
Did you take video?
No, VB, bless her. She reached out to catch me. I was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Let me fall. You're gonna hurt yourself if you try and catch me." Shit.
You need to have VB follow you around with her phone and video all these falls, and then put it together to music and put it up on your channel.
I
No,
fell
no, no,
over
no,
an
no,
ear.
no, no, no.
I fell over an ear the other night.
Did you?
Yeah, I attempted to stand up, and my body was like, "Nah, mate," and it was as if someone grabbed me by the collar and pulled me back, and I sat on my bloody headphones. So when I get up, I have to use the cane to get up, man, because if I don't, I have a like the one good thing about this is I've been at the top of the stairs when my legs have gone wibbly wobbly woo, and instead of making me go down the stairs, you know, do a ranting monkey, you know, head dive, it'll just pull me backwards, so I'll land on my ass.
Yeah.
I had to go down the stairs on my ass yesterday because I couldn't get. It wasn't just my legs either; it was my head. Dizziness.
See, the way my condition was before the surgery, because my left leg was considerably weaker than my right, I would often fall to the side. You know, because my left leg would give out, and I'm like a tree in the forest falling over.
Well, better to go that way than land on your face or the back of your head. You know, like you don't know what's behind you. You could end up bloody doing some serious damage to your head.
Yeah, but I would often then I'd start, you know, how people will stumble walk across the room. So I'm like stumbling walk till I hit a wall.
Yeah.
I did that at work the other day. I was kind of walking at a brisk pace because a customer was at the door and they wanted a carton of cigarettes, and we keep our cartons in the back of the shop. And I was walking that way, and I was walking behind my district manager. She was there, and she dropped her smartphone just as I got behind her, and it fell under my feet. And I was trying not to kick it. It got my feet tangled up.
You ended up bloody doing kicky uppies with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I ended up into the wall. And we were all laughing.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah. I'm on my second day of a 3-day stretch that I'm off work. And I didn't have to work long Sunday. I only had to open up and then work for a couple hours after opening. So, because I've restarted my training.
He's talking about boxing training, everyone. He's the modern day Rocky.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. I can see you run up to those massive flight of stairs.
Yep. You ain't gonna see me run up no stairs because I don't even like walking upstairs, let alone run.
Yeah, what happened yesterday as well. I think my problem was because I went to the store, and the store's not far away, but that kind of walk, it takes it out of me now. Like, I have zero stamina. My muscles just have gone to shit. I'm fairly sure I could be beaten up by a 9-year-old girl at this point. I come back and I had to go to the toilet, and I left something up there, and I had to go back up the stairs again, you know, and then I forgot something else and had to go back up the stairs again. And it was going down the stairs that final time where I just had to. I stopped 3 times on the stairs, and you know how mad I get. I'm like, this should not be an issue. I'm 32 years old. I realize that's not exactly young, but I should still be able to.
Not exactly old either.
It's not exactly old either. Yeah, it's not middle-aged, are they? So I should be able to fly up these stairs and go down them with no issue. I already had, you know, dyspraxia, you know, the motor coordination issue before. With this, oh boy.
Hey, Connor, Ewan, how you doing? Yeah. I hear you. I mean, you know, I've had my surgery and I'm worlds better than I was before it. Worlds better. Just there was no way I was going to be able to go back to work the way I was. And now I do, and I have not used my cane since the surgery. I mean, it's hung on the wall ever since as a reminder. But still, you know, I'm not 30 years old anymore. I'm not even 40 anymore.
You're 60.
Yeah, I don't do stairs. And the bad thing is there's no way to get in my house either direction without going upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose here in the UK, we tend to be a little bit more fortunate, because like, if you live in social housing, if you tell them that, you've had some changes, and obviously I have had some changes, there's always that chance they might move us or they might adapt the house. I don't know what I'd want, to be honest. I don't particularly want my bathroom being turned into a wet room. I'm not entirely sure they would do that because it's upstairs, and like I don't know if that's a thing that they can do, but
TOS says I have to use the cane to fill the ground. I only use it when going shopping or to the park, and that was my main thing. But one of the worst places for me to go was like a park where the ground's uneven. Oh, good Lord, have mercy. I'd just try to fall all the time if you got me on any kind of uneven ground. Whew.
Yeah, it's not my legs, it's my brain.
It's dysfunctional.
It's discombobulated.
Yeah.
I read up on this. The myelin sheath that protects your nerves has eroded on my nerves, and now messages can't be passed from my nerves to parts of my body. And now I feel like an arthritic old man.
So your nerves are like, we're sorry, but this call cannot be completed as dialed.
Please hold. Hello, my friend. My name is Dave. Welcome to tech support. How can I be helping you today? No, I didn't want tech support, mate. I'm an employee. I need to get through to HR. Okay, how can I be helping you today?
Oh Lord, yeah.
It's like that.
And that's exactly the way it is too. I got one of those calls the other day, and it was from a local phone number or in my area code. But I guarantee it did not originate in my area code because I picked it up, and I have to answer all calls even if I don't recognize it because, I don't know if they're going to call about that. And I don't know all those phone numbers from where he's at. Anyway, I pick up the phone, and the guy says, yes, I would like to talk to you about your car insurance.
Hello, my name is Dave. I'm calling yours today to speak about your car insurance.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry, bud, but I'm happy with my car insurance and I'm just not interested. And besides, I'm trying to leave for work.
Do you find that you can understand the men, but you can't understand the women?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There was a time, it's been quite a few years ago now. But it was before we had cable. We were with AT&T, which was a satellite, right? And we were having issues with the modem. And I tried to call tech support. And of course, it was sourced out to India or Pakistan or wherever it was. And I first got a woman, and I could not understand a single word she said.
I had that with Dell, the PC manufacturer.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it finally got to the point. It was so bad that, look, I'm sorry. I don't mean any disrespect, but is there someone else account? Because I can't understand you. I can't, And so they put a guy on there who spoke much better English with, he had the accent, but it was much better English, and we got it fixed. But oh man, for like a half hour, I went around with this woman.
Yeah, and Cryptic's a prick. They even read it. They even read it. Just thank him for the money and move on.
Thank you for the money, Cryptic.
There we go. There we go. I had this issue. You know how it is. You're poor, so you get stuff on credit. Yeah, your boys give them a good Christmas. And I got something from there, and was having some issues. Now the thing is that a lot of our call centers are actually in the UK. We have a shit ton of call centers in this country, but we have a very diverse country as well, as you know. And a lot of those people end up coming here, and they end up working in a place like a call center because nowhere else is hiring. And I don't get why they would hire them if they can't speak English. And this particular company, it has your Indian and Pakistani callers. They also have Polish, various forms of Eastern European, some South American, and of course some African. And trying to get this, I was like, can I speak to an English person? I didn't give a fuck. I was like, can I speak to an Englishman, please? And and they kept passing me around to different foreigners, right? And I'm like, you're gonna see me go fucking full racist in a minute if you people don't fucking give me someone who's English. And in the end, I had to speak to retentions, the retention department, because that was the only bit where they had English people working, which probably makes the most sense, really. Like you put all the foreigners in the customer service bit, and people just lose their temper and put the phone down. You know what I mean? Yeah, like because I couldn't understand them. You know what I mean? And I had to go through, and I was mad. I was screaming at him. I got that angry. I was going, "You fucking cunt! Put me on the phone to someone who can speak fuck." I was like, "Put me on to your manager, you piece of shit." And they wouldn't for ages. And I went through like the numbers. Hold on a second. Hello, can I come in? Yes, I'm gonna turn my camera off a second.
Okay.
Yes, my son. You're gonna come say hello to Mr. Wing.
Hello, Mr. Wing.
Hello, Alfie.
It's Mr. Wing, sir.
Or Papa, whichever.
Or Papa.
Yeah.
Look at those cheeks. Look at them. They're so pinchable.
Stop.
Look at them. Why is your face wet? What have you been doing? Hey? Oh, God. What are you after, boy?
Tickle me.
No, what the? No. What are you after?
I said tickle me.
No, right. I'll give you loads of food, right? So you can't be down here for that. What are you after? Food. Have you eaten all that bowl of food I gave you?
No.
Well, go eat it then. I'm not gonna give you more food, am I? Go on. Bedtime now. Come on, boy. It's nearly 9.
Oh,
You should be. It's wind down time. Go on. Bed.
We're going to kiss first.
Oh, a hug and a kiss, guys. Mwah. Love you. Right, go on.
Good night, Alfie.
Bloodwing says no night.
I don't care.
You don't care? That's rude. I ain't dragging you up, boy. You should.
Yeah, he's one of mine.
Yeah. Right, go to bed. If you're going to be rude.
Upstairs.
Good night.
Love you.
Love you.
I just said that.
Yes, so did I. Gotcha. It's just like his mother, all mouth.
We used to have that too when Mama Minnie was still here with her kids. Was wind down time,
Yeah.
An hour before their actual bedtime, we made them go in their room, lay in their beds. They could look at their computers or their whatever, but they had to be in their bed and be calming down.
Yeah. Because he's hyperactive, and especially during the quarantine stuff, man. Because like I go out in the garden with him. I've sat in the garden with him for an hour today. It's just not enough. I can't take him to the park. I can't do anything with him. So like I shouldn't be surprised that he has as much energy as he does. But
yeah. And Mama Manny got a laugh out of his comments. That's my nephew. Because she knows as well as anybody. That's the way our family is. I mean, I've mentioned it before, but I'd have to, because she had to work early. She'd be off to work. I had to get her kids up and ready for school. And quite often, their first words out of their mouth when they'd come out of the bedroom was, "Hi, Papa, you're fat."
Rude.
Which I'm not I've lost some weight since I've been back to work. So,
why would you comment on one of my posts if you don't follow me?
I don't know. You talking about on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always amazed when somebody likes one of my comments or something and they're not a follower. I don't know.
I look over at my Discord and they're all quacking. Oh, it's better than what they're usually doing and being sex pests. So there's that.
Yeah.
There is that, I guess. Pests. Just call them short. Yeah. So, but one day I'm gonna grow up and kick your ass. Yeah, there
Pack
he
a
is.
lunch.
Yeah, Newfie's one of them who's quacking. Quack. I'm gonna quack. There we are. I'm a duck. My duck's my persona.
Your duck persona?
What fursona?
Oh, fursona.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, come on, get with down with the lingo.
Yeah.
Get down with the furries.
No thanks.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you, sir. There was a new game released earlier. It's finally out for early access. Population Zero. That's it. I put it in my. Oh wow, it's got very negative reviews already. Oh come on, people are just being mean. It's an early access game. It came out today. Survival. It's an MMO RPG.
Yeah. I mean, you know, because I've told you before, and this is back before people were doing the early access stuff. You used to do alpha and beta testing on games, especially MMOs like that. And I would get involved in those quite often. And you expected glitches, and that's what the whole point of it is to shake out the bugs before it goes full release.
Yeah. There's a lot of negative reviews, a lot of them. The reviews are saying that it's like trying to be an MMO, trying to be an RPG, trying to be a survival game, but it doesn't work. I mean, it's 17% off at the moment, so like, I don't know. I mean, that's a good deal, in my opinion. The Command and Conquer Remastered collection comes out a month today.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, there's been a whole lot, and I've mentioned this a lot on my streams, but I'll mention it again during the lockdown. There has been a heck of a lot of really super deals on Steam. You got to look for some of them. They're not always blasted at you on the front page, but man.
Well, that's because Steam is designed to give you a catered, personal care. That's why, man. Like, they're more than likely trying to promote games that they feel like you would like over games that they're not sure if you would like.
I mean, you know, I picked up Alien Isolation for $2.
I ain't doing it.
You know, well, I know you would. You know, picked up. They actually sent me an email on this one. Picked up Total War Shogun 2 for free.
Nice.
You know,
free game.
Yeah.
Even if Borderlands 3 is on for 50% off at the moment, if anyone is interested on Steam, 50% off, guys.
And so I've picked up a lot of. You know, I talked about the Payday 2. I got it with all the DLCs for about $7.
Bargains.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Can't get mad at that.
No.
And because as you know, I'm not a Borderlands fan, but if I was, it's 50% off. Well, when it's normal price, it's £50.
Yeah,
and the season pass has 20% off. So if you were in the market for those games, I'd recommend getting your ass to Steam quickly.
Yeah, I picked it up for half price on Steam just before it was released on Steam. It and the other two, which they were offering at a severe discount with all the DLCs because the third one was coming out. So
yeah,
I got 1, 2, and the pre-sequel for almost nothing. It was incredible.
Well, there you go. Also, Football Manager 2020, if there's any football fans, that's on for 33% off. And the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and the Fallen Order Deluxe Edition.
And that's soccer for you Americans.
Soccer Manager 2020, guys. Look, you know how many like American oil tycoons own Premier League football teams?
Oh, I know.
Cheeky bastards. But yeah, the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is on for 40% off. if you like that. And the deluxe edition is 43% off. So if anyone is interested in that,
yeah, like I said, there's some really good deals. If you look, take a nose around on you can go on their front page on the store page and set it to look for deals. And it'll list everything that's discounted. And there's some good stuff, man. Good stuff.
You're an XCOM fan, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I just finished XCOM 2 for the first time. Only took me 2 years, but
the DLC War of the Chosen is 67% off at the minute.
Yep, that's the one I have. Is War of the Chosen. Very good game, actually. If you like turn-based strategy games, you'll like that. You'll like it.
You've got to love some of these really obscure games on Steam. Like there's a game here called Train Station Renovation. It's not train simulator where you get to drive the train.
Yeah.
It's basically House Flipper.
Yeah, it's made by the people that did House Flipper because they're offering it as a package. If you own House Flipper, you get it as a discount, which I own House Flipper. So
it's already for 15% off as it is.
Yeah.
I wonder if that stacks.
Don't know.
I actually, you can buy them together for £21.40.
I want to address the chat real quick. Can't talk. Shadow Loaf knows an MMO without glitches and bugs is like having pizza without pepperoni. You don't do that. Yeah, I mean I've been doing MMOs for my gosh since the 90s, guys, and it just don't happen. And in early release or in those days, it was alpha or even in beta. You expect bugs. That's why you're there. Did you guys, Demon Man 57, did you guys hear about the woman in Canada who got arrested while wearing a stormtrooper costume from May the 4th? Yes, I actually saw the video, and that's crazy. It was crazy. Nuts. Actually arrested the lady, have her lay down in the middle of a parking lot, because she's dressed as a stormtrooper and carrying a fake gun.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
There's also a game called Bakery Simulator.
I've seen that. I think
to be honest, these games, I mean, they're not they're not high octane games. They're going to be bags of fun. They're the types of games that appeal to your autism.
Yeah.
I have Drug Dealer Simulator on my wish list because it actually looked quite good, but I was just a bit unsure.
Devil Fruit Zero asked, "Did you hear of the ADL wanting Steam to stop allowing extremists on their forums and stuff?" No, I didn't hear about that, but I'm not surprised.
There's extremists on Steam.
Well, I know there was a big to do because they started opening it up to those lewd, if you will, Japanese type games.
Oh yeah. So.
But there are extremists, they're making. There are some games that get put out on Steam before they find out about them that are kind of racist, white supremacist and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I hadn't heard about that, but I'm not surprised.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. About the only thing that was cynical that would pull me back into an MMO if a company picked it up and made another City of Heroes. I would play that, but that's probably not going to happen.
I know that there's a channel that I'm subscribed to that does all the MMO news and stuff like that. Because I've been in the market for one for a while, that would tickle me.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Desert Online is a lot of fun, but I don't know that. I mean, it's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game, but it's not really up my street. I don't know. I did give it a good go, but it's not really. I mean, it's cheap as well for a friggin' MMO. I know that the best MMO on the market right now is Final Fantasy 14. I know that. I gave Destiny 2 a go because that's an MMO, but not in. When I think MMO, I think MMO RPG.
Yeah,
I
I was looking at Final Fantasy 14 just yesterday, actually, but I just can't spring for a monthly fee. No, sorry.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I chose to have a go at Black Desert Online, because there's not a monthly fee. It's just you and the game's cheap. It's not expensive at all. It's really cheap. You just buy it. But it's not. I don't know, man.
Dark Alile says there's a fan-owned COH server, City Heroes, open to all that even updated and add new content. Yeah, I've heard about that, and I may have to look into it because I love that game. I actually was an alpha and beta tester for the original, and I was so sad that they shut it down. It was an excellent game. It was an MMO where you could make basically any kind of superhero you could think of. And then they come out with an expansion where you could play as a bad guy. So
awesome.
It was very, very, very cool. Free game wise, Rift is a very decent game. It's kind of a fantasy game if you're into that MMO. And if you're looking for something in the slightly lewd, scantily dressed Japanese version, there's one called Terra, which isn't bad. Terra is a pretty good strain on the machine, though. But I'm sure your rig could handle it, no problem. But
it probably could.
Yeah.
They're both free. Is that TERRA?
It may just be 1A. Or 1R, rather. I'm sorry. TERA.
And that's on Steam?
Yeah.
Terra. Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's it. Some for free. And I appreciate boobies. I'm not a big fan of the Eastern aesthetic. And I know that sounds stupid considering how much I love anime. But I just don't like it in games.
Yeah.
I guess. But I'm sure I gave, Black Desert Online, that's Korean. That has a, very clear kind of like Asian look to it. So, that was fun.
Yeah. I think Rift is also Asian. I'm not sure which Asian, but it's fun. A lot of me and all my kids and one of my son-in-laws was into it for a while, and it's fun, especially if you have someone to play with.
Well, it's also free.
Yeah.
So like it's like Warframe. Warframe is technically an MMO. That's free. It's free.
Yeah.
And you don't have to spend money.
No, you can if you want to.
And as you know, I did. But I just...
And I usually rarely, if ever, spend any money on those free ones. I'm like, yeah, I know if I want to get to ultra awesome in the end game, I'm going to have to spend a little money, but I don't. I just make do with the free. And
there is an RPG game that I've had in my wish list for quite some time now. It's not an MMO; it's just an RPG. It's an RPG survival sandbox. It's called Kenshi. And as far as I'm aware, you start the game as this kind of like naked person, and you could pretty much you've got a lot of choice in what you want to do in the game. You can be a slave, you could be a trader, and all that kind of thing. It doesn't treat you like you're the one. You're not the world's hero. The game doesn't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
You're not the Dragonborn. That's you just got to get on. And yeah, Destiny 2 is free. I gave it a go the other day because I finally downloaded it. I gave it a bit of a go. I've not played it for long enough to give you an honest critique from my perspective. It takes ages to load, though. Holy shit. I've been playing Far Cry 5.
Ryan Rollins says Rift is by Tryon Worlds. They're out of California. Okay. I didn't know that. The one thing that I really loved about Rift was they had, and I played all the classes on there. You know me, I'm all about making new characters.
Oh, yeah.
But they had like a beast class where you control different beasts, a beast master class. I think it was called the Hunter.
Mhm.
Anyway, one of the first ones you get is an attack pig.
Yes.
I loved it. I was saying,
Everyone needs an attack pig.
me and Jake could be playing, and I'd be talking to him on whatever we were using at the time for our voices. I was like, get him, Mr. Pig.
Yeah,
It's
I like
Mr. Pig.
It's Mr. Pig. I like it.
He hated that pig because it was always stealing his kills. But yeah, I love the pig. But, yeah, I've played a lot of different MMOs. I took a serious look at Final Fantasy 14 because I loved 11. I played a ton of 11. Me and Jake had both did. And I was looking at 14, but right now, no, if it's got a monthly fee, I just can't do it. I don't need a new monthly bill. I'm sorry. If it was just one fee today and then it's free from now on, that'd be different, but it's not. You got to pay to buy the game, and then you got to pay each month to play it. So, yeah.
Well, I suppose, if the devs are very, very active and they're giving a lot back, then it would be worth it. But yeah, monthly fees, I mean, it's just treating you like a pay pig.
And that used to be the standard. All MMOs had a monthly.
Well, I remember
yeah.
that.
But yeah, I just can't these days. Would have could.
It surprises me because EVE Online keeps making its way into my suggested, and I'm like, how old is that game? I know it's an MMO, and MMOs last for years and everything, but goddamn.
Yeah.
I think it's older than me,
Yeah, had a lot of fun. The one thing I liked about Final Fantasy 11 is it had an in-game translator. So if you happen to run across a Japanese player, we were all in the same servers, it would translate it best it could to English for you. So I could actually play with a Japanese player. And oh my gosh,
I like that.
If you've never played a Japanese MMO with a Japanese player, you've never lived. Those guys got it down to a science.
Yeah, I'm betting.
Lord. I was pretty decent at it, but they put me to shame. Number one says, I've spent the last 2 weeks on the Final Fantasy VII remake. I found it amazing. Hey, yeah, good. I've been playing, and Alex already knows this. Yesterday, I spent all day yesterday trying to learn how to play Total War Warhammer, the first one.
Learning curve.
Oh my gosh. And it's not the battle part. The battle part is real time. It's not turn-based. And I got that pretty easily because I understand the concepts of flanking and, hiding in the trees and ambushes and moving your units around and all that. It didn't take me long to get down with that. I can win the battles. But it's in between battles. It's turn-based on a map,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a civilization game. And that's the part that's driving me nuts.
Well, that's the thing about I used to play Total War games.
Yeah.
That's turn-based, man. And you've only got X amount of turns. And it's not, even if you play on like a long game, it's not that many.
Yeah.
So you really need to think about it.
And I'd be, and I've been looking at guides, trying to figure out how to get going and to at least make it past. I haven't got past, I think, turn 20 is the most I've got so far. And I'll screw it up and then have to restart the game because I screwed it up. But, I think I've been going along real good, and I'm things are going good, and I've won some battles, and I've got all the cities, that I was supposed to get initially under my control. And then here comes some greenskin army or the beasts and attacks one of my undefended cities that I haven't had a chance to build up yet because I don't have the money.
Yeah.
And they wipe it out. I'm like, oh, man. So yeah, it's a high learning curve, but I'm stubborn and I will get it. You're
course
not
you
going to
will.
beat me, game.
Yeah, games like that, it is quite it's a big learning curve. You know,
It's fun.
especially the old like Total War, you know, Europe, you know, and you've got you have to learn to play differently with every country.
Yeah.
As every country has different units, different buildings that benefit you in certain ways. Yeah.
Well, I've started with the Empire because I read where that's a good faction for new players to learn because they're kind of an all around.
Mm.
You know, they're good at a lot of things, not great at, you know, although their cavalries are really, really good. But yeah, it's fun though. I can't say that I haven't been enjoying it. It's just I've been okay, restart. Okay, another restart. Okay, another restart.
Oh
So,
yeah, I forgot that's how you play.
yeah, it's well, you know, I get through and I screw it up, and I don't know how to get out of that because they give you goals, and you have to reach these goals to win the game. And I'm like, I can't do that now. Well, restart. And you know, if you're only 10, 15 turns in, it's no big deal to restart it. But
No, it's not.
good night, Irene. It does have a high learning curve because it's the in between the turn-based part, because it's just so much. I've got to learn what buildings are best to build and when and where, and the diplomacy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The diplomacy is so deep and so rich in this game. And you know, getting it figured out is just, you know, and nobody wants to make a deal with me. They all hate me. They keep turning me down. I just want a trade deal. I want some money. I'll trade with you.
Is
No.
it because you keep shouting Deus Vult at them?
Yeah. Yeah, it might be that. I don't know. He was talking about earlier. You asked me about XCOM, and yeah, I just finished playing a playthrough of XCOM 2 it only took me 2 years to finish the game. Because I got to playing it and then got distracted with something else, and I just didn't get back to it. And I said, you know, I'm going to get back to that. It's a great game. I love it. But I'm thinking about maybe doing a game stream of that and making it chat's choice. In other words, because I do have some, they're not nude, but I would say lewd downloaded uniforms for the females. Maybe.
Of course.
Could be. I've got those.
It's the old man's a pervert.
It'd be their choice on whether their choice on. I'd let them make the decisions for me, you know, so that we can play together. You know, their choice on whether or not if I screw up, I can make a restart or not. You know, that kind of thing. That game, though, you spend so much time building this character or that character, and then they die in a mission. And in this game, if they're dead, they're dead. They're gone.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me that actually. Yeah.
No. Restart. I'm not losing them. Nope. Spent too much time. Nope.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is just something I'm thinking about.
Okay.
You know how it is as a YouTuber. You know better even than I do. You get all kinds of ideas you actually implement, or it's just a small fraction of what you actually sit around and think of.
Oh yeah, of course. Because you have to consider how you're going to do it.
Yep.
You know, what's it going to look like? How are you going to draw viewers in?
Yeah. What's this? I've been playing around with emulators for TurboGrafx, but I am absolutely interested in picking up those minis. They look pretty. Yeah, I don't have any I just cannot talk today. Any emulators on my machine at the moment, but yeah, I was very excited though, and I did not know this. One of my favorite all-time games is also one of the most controversial games ever made. It's a very old point and click now. It's very old.
Yeah.
In the 90s when they were doing those live action, when the point and clicks would have live action characters against a video background,
Yeah.
those type of games. And it was called Harvester. And it was more an underground game. It was not a critical success, but it's got a big cult following.
Yeah.
Very gross game. It has no limits. It has no filter. Anything is game in this game. And but I thought, my copy got loaned to somebody years ago and they never gave it back. So I thought, I'll never get it back. It's on Steam.
It's on Steam now.
It's on Steam.
Oh dear.
I'm like, oh my, I might have to save up for that one. Might have to get it just for the nostalgia factor because it is a crazy, crazy game. Your character wakes up with no memory and he's in like a town that's this huge 1950s TV sitcom.
Yeah.
But with really morbid and sick twists. And right off the bat, it gives you the feeling that the town is full of cannibals. And there's a lady that known as the Wasp Lady that just raises wasps, and the town mortician is a serial killer, and it's openly known. And you go into the cafe, and up on the wall is all these animal heads, and in the middle of the animal heads, there's an alien head. Where the redneck.
It's not one of my dreams.
Yeah, and there's this general at the local army base that has no body from the waist down. It was blew off, so he just walks around in his hands, and it's nuts. It's absolutely bananas. There's nothing off limit. I mean, they show people with their guts spilling out, and this is like live action. This is back when they were doing that.
Yeah.
With their guts spilling out, and there's incest, and there's cannibalism, and there's.
You sure this isn't an anime?
Oh, it puts animes to shame. This game was something else. It's infamous in the underground game circuits for how bad it was. It's something else. But if you want to check it out, it's called Harvester. And I guess Kyler says it's $5.99 on Steam at the moment. So yeah, it's just probably by today's standards a small download. Back in the day, it was 7 discs. But yeah, it's whew. If you all have ever played Phantasmagoria, it makes it look like a walk in the park. So. Yeah. So there you go. Which Phantasmagoria is also on Steam. And the first Shivers, which makes me sad because I like the first Shivers, but I like the second Shivers much better. Which is a great example. It's one in J Kids and I is one of our favorite horror games. It's an example that a plain old simple point and click game can be scary. Because it's all about atmosphere.
Agree.
You're part of a rock and roll band, not a famous one, but just a band, and your van breaks down in this mountain town, and then you're trapped because the only way in and out of town has an avalanche, and their way's blocked. Mama Minnie says that game is creepy. Yeah. And there's a serial killer loose in the town, killing people. And every so often, while you're looking around in rooms, hotel rooms, whatever, because you know how point and clicks are, you've got to investigate. Point on the drawer, see what's in there. Point at the door, see what's in that room. The phone will ring, and you've got to answer it. And it's the serial killer, and he's watching you. And he's got this like distorted voice, you know, when he talks to you. It's just, oh, I mean, it gets to the point, the atmosphere in that game is to the point when that phone rings, you're like, no, I don't want to answer.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to pick up the phone because I know who it is. But yeah, I'd love to see them have 2 come out. But 1 is on Steam, which is similar. It's a point and click, but you're trapped in a museum that's supposed to be haunted, and all your friends have challenged you to spend the night in the museum. And then it goes from there.
That's a YouTube challenge these days.
But both of the Shivers games are very simple by today's standards. You know, it's just point and click and all that. But man, they got the atmosphere down great. It's just very creepy atmosphere, and they're genuinely scary. There are playthroughs of them on YouTube if anybody's interested. You go look them up, and you'll see what I mean.
Grab a link, drop it in the chat.
Someone said Phantasmagoria Humble Bundle has that and a bunch of other Sierra games in a bundle cheap right now. Yeah,
And good.
Yeah, Phantasmagoria is also on Steam. So I was just poking around to see what I could find. I thought, I'm going to look up some of these old Sierra games. Sierra used to be the bomb. That was the thing. You wanted to play the Sierra games. Like,
I was a big fan of Pharaoh and the Zeus.
Yeah, and Police. What was it? Police Story or something like that.
I'm looking at the list now.
Like 5 of them.
Your Caesar 3 and 4 on there. Geometry Wars. God, I don't want to play a game that involves maths. Shift. Actually, some of these I've never even heard of. A Puzzle of Flesh.
Yep, I remember that one.
The Beast Within. The Gabriel Knight Mystery. Oh, yeah, a Police Collection.
The Police Collection. I love those games. Loved them. You had to work on actual cases as a police officer.
Cool.
And of course, by today's standards, they're very simplistic. The graphics are terrible. It's just 8-bit graphics,
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that. But, they were so fun. So fun.
They have all the Walking Dead comics on there right now as well.
Yeah, I was looking at those too yesterday. Because I did start those. I think I got through this halfway through the 2nd season. This was on my Xbox, and never finished it from there. I'd like to, because they were interesting. I liked them. They're very interesting, and they had a way of getting you to care about the characters. And then, just like the TV show, boom, they're gone.
If anyone's interested, Humble Bundle has a bunch of stuff to do with D&D. They have D&D books and Warhammer books going at the moment for cheap. So if anyone's interested in that,
yeah. So there you go, folks. Lots of things to do while you're locked down. Things to pass the time.
Yeah, there you go. Plenty to read.
Yeah. I was
involved in.
I was tinkering around with my RimWorld game just before the stream.
Doing what?
Tinkering around with my RimWorld, my most recent RimWorld game. It's hard to say and say fast if you're a redneck with false T's. Yeah.
Where the fuck's the stream gone? There it is. Well, we have 6 minutes left. Shall we take some questions?
Sure.
I had some fruit pastels when you were talking.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry myself too.
I'm a dirty little fruit pastel whore.
Yeah.
Me legs. Right, I didn't fall over. That's good. Oh my God! I nearly fell over.
Almost spoke too soon, didn't you there, Mr. Cocky?
Yeah, and lo and behold, I nearly fell over the friggin' headphones wire. I told you I did it. Right, that can go over there. Got to be very mindful of this wire.
James Colley says his first console was the Intellivision. Mine too. I had borrowed a cousin's Atari for a while previous to that, and he let me borrow it for a couple of months. But the first one I actually owned was the Intellivision. Had some good games on there, but that controller was such crap. Man, my fingers would hurt. I mean, it was a good idea. I understand what they were trying to get at with the controller that they made, but the buttons were so tiny.
Teeny weeny.
Oh, they'd hurt your fingers. But
I used to hate. What was that console? Is it Gamescast? No, it wasn't called that. Dreamcast.
Dreamcast,
I didn't own one, but I had a friend who owned it, right? And I tried. I tried. I hated the controller for that fucking thing.
Yeah. And then after that, we had the Nintendo, and then we got my son a Sega. And so on and so on and so forth. But yeah, that was my first one.
I think my first console was does a Game Boy count as a console? Yeah, I think I had the original Game Boy, and I had the first Nintendo, and then I had the Super Nintendo, and then I had the Sega Mega Drive, and I don't think and then we had a PC, but I didn't play games on it. And then eventually I got a PlayStation. I never had a Nintendo 64. I had a PlayStation, a chipped one with lots of games. And then it was PS2, PS3. Then I never had the original Xbox, but I had the Xbox 360, which of course by that time I was working, so I bought it myself. And then I had a PS4. I still have the PS4, and then from PS4 I switched to PC completely. Yeah. But I did buy my eldest the Xbox One S.
James Colley mentions that the television had an add-on to it. Now get this, people. For those of you that are younger, had an add-on that you had to buy separately and plug into it. And I had one for mine that would allow your games to talk.
To talk?
Yeah.
What do you mean talk?
They would have voices, certain games. Because prior to that, you didn't. It was just music. You know? Yeah. And I remember one of the games I had was B-17 Bomber, and you'd plug that in with the game with the voice add-on, and you'd plug that into that, and it'd start B-17 Bomber. It was just a digital voice, but yeah, I mean, that was the bomb back then.
I don't think I actually had a game that had proper voice acting in it until, well, you definitely didn't have it on Game Boy, didn't have it on the first Nintendo. I don't think I had anything on the Super Nintendo that had any voice acting in it either. Yeah, I think it was on the PlayStation, and I think it may have been Crash Bandicoot, because even the first Grand Theft Auto didn't have voices. Well, it did, but that was randos in the street. The people who you'd get missions off, you'd have to read the text on the screen. And I believe that was the same for GTA London and GTA 2, if I remember.
Yeah. Just like the early, oh boy, and the name just went out my head. Oh, for pity's sake, you stupid old man. The game that's played in the nuclear wasteland. Fallout. The early Fallout games were like that. You had to follow the text. Actually, the first game box that I had, and this is while I still lived at home, Dad bought, and it was the only one on the block at that time, a machine. You couldn't change the games. It had 3 games on it. They were built into the games, and it was Pong and tennis and hockey. No, handball and tennis and hockey. So just a little blip with paddles, boop, beep, boop, beep. That was it. but the whole neighborhood came around to play it because it was the only one on the block. It was the first one.
You know, my mind was blown years ago when I walked into an arcade and they'd finally basically made Guitar Hero into an arcade machine.
Really? I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever seen one of those.
I didn't know that they'd done it, and I thought I'd give it a go.
Yeah.
But the guitar was marginally heavier than the one that you would get for like your console.
Well, sure, it'd have to take more of a beating probably than.
Yeah. And the buttons were also a lot harder to press in.
Well, that would make it tougher.
Mm.
Because I remember one of my guitars started getting sticky buttons on it, and that made it rough.
Mm. I mean, combined with the heaviness, the buttons were actually quite hard to push in as well. So trying to play a song was a bit of a nightmare.
I bet. But having said that, it is now that time. And Grillin' Pirate Pete, my grandmother, the one that always carried a gun, was from Kentucky. So you tell me. But it's that time. It's at the end of the stream. This is where I tell the chat, thank you, all of you, for coming out and spending part of your day with me, because I know you don't have to. And
you do have to.
I do appreciate it. And thank you for those that were able to go a little step further and giving the donations. Appreciate that. It'll hopefully go, if I get enough toward fixing my truck, if people will leave it alone. But
yes.
So there's that. Alex, as always, thank you for showing up. Anything you want to, I know your channel's going through changes right now, but
yeah, I'm having a little bit of a break in terms of the main channel for content. I'm just doing streams over there at the moment. I'm also having a break on Twitch until Saturday. I'm going to be uploading a Yandere video probably to Alex Unhinged. That's my horror channel. I'm going to be streaming on my third channel, LexiChan, my gaming channel, in around half an hour's time. There's a link in the chat if you want to come along. I'm not playing Below Zero because the devs keep taking the game apart and putting it back together again. And I ain't about that life. So I'm going to play the first one and start all over again. I'm going to play on hardcore mode. Come join me if you've got nothing better to do.
Yeah, there you go. And as for me, there will not be a stream on Thursday because I have to work Thursday evening. But even though I do have to work Saturday, there should be a stream because I'll be off by noon. I just have to go in, open up, and then work a couple hours after opening. So easy day on Saturday. Because opening up is just all paperwork, and all that paperwork's done on the computer, so it's not hard. I'm off the rest of today and tomorrow. I may game stream late night, either tonight or tomorrow night. Not sure, but we'll see. And I'm not sure what I'm going to play. Might continue playing BioShock. Might do something else. We'll have to see what I'm in the mood for. But so be on the lookout for that. I'm not promising anything at this point because lately, if I promise something, it seems like there's always a reason I can't do it. I'm either too tired or have to work or something. Boy, I've sure done awful lot of sleep in the last couple of days. But anyway, thanks guys for coming out. Thank you, Alex. But it's that time. So as always, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.